Hey, good food. What are you doing on YouTube? Why are you not over there on TikTok? Hey, Sandra. I miss you, Sandra. I have not heard from you in forever. Oh, how you doing? Look at my phone. Oh, that was my other phone. But I think I can see the comments from here. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Today is Friday, y'all. We got through this week. I don't know what I gotta. Well, I got the tournament space tournament tomorrow. And I gotta do game night tomorrow. Tomorrow is the makeup day for yesterday. Y'all, if y'all was on this game night last night, my phones would not work. My internet was messed up. Period. It was my TV was acting silly. Both of my phones was acting silly, so we had to cut it short. Oh, I miss you too. I see you and your sister over there over on Facebook. Whenever I go over there, sometimes I go over there for a hot second. Usually I just go over there because I'm trying to get to Messenger. So I go to Facebook first so that I can tap the little Messenger thing. And then all the time, you are like one of the main ones that I'll see your post. And most of the time, it's your post with your sister that comes up, and then I'll see it. Then I'll scroll for like 2 minutes. And then I'm out of Facebook. I just can't do Facebook. I don't know why. And I started out with Facebook for years and years, probably decades. Man, but I'm never over there. Good food said I'm trying to spread your love around. Okay, good food. Thank you. You know we need you over here too. You been working and all into the Diddy stuff lately? Okay, so that's one of the things I had on my list, y'all. I was trying to wait till people come in. Hey, Chacal. I gotta start. Okay, y'all, I mentioned before that I don't watch no news. It's real funny. I don't watch news. Y'all, I'm real nasally. Y'all go hear me nasally because I got a cold, a summer cold. But I don't watch news, right? But I like depend on channels like Justice or anybody, or when y'all come in the chat, like Good Food is coming in the chat and saying some things, and Chacal has come in the chat to inform me on what's going on. Like for some reason, I don't want to watch news directly or no news channels or very few YouTube news type like channels, but I want to hear from y'all. It's like filter it out for me and tell me like the basis. Just get to like give me the summary. I don't like the like roundabout. So I said I want to start like segments over here, not on no specific day or time. I want to be committed to that. But like news to me kind of like thing, because I do appreciate what y'all tell me. I guess I don't really respect no news. I think they be trying to trick me, and I don't know what's real, what's fake, what TV station is against or for. But then when I hear it from y'all, I feel like y'all have already filtered it out for me to tell me what's best. And I've been like that. My mother, father, and my sister, it's only the four. It was only the four of us as a family. And my mother, my father, and my sister are overly political. Like the way they will watch news 24 hours a day. They will do that. They will do it if somebody let them. So they will. They give their heart and soul over to the news. And I just never got into that. Like, at no age was I ever interested in that, right? Because most of the time, the political stuff is like where it's making me nervous. It make me nervous. It might give me anxiety. So I never want to like pump that much into me. And then for like the other things that they might have on regular news, by the time they tell me who got shot and killed last night or shot and ill last night or whatever, by the time they tell me that, it makes me feel I don't know, it make me feel like real overly sad. So I don't look at no daily news no more. My nose is just itching. I definitely don't look at no daily news at all, because it's going to tell you the worst part of where you're living, like all of Milwaukee's shootings and stuff like that. And I would want to hear that, put that stuff in my spirit every night at 9 o'clock. And so back in 2016, I chose not to do it, but I do enjoy when y'all say something about it and it gives me a summary, and I kind of like, read like if Justice is having a topic. I'm not gonna be able to give much to it because I don't watch it, but I read all the comments to like learn from it. So I said I was gonna do something like that over here where y'all can just give me what y'all know, and then I'll take it from there. I'll take the information. Y'all let me know what I need to know. Let me see. Good food, so I'm trying to spread my love. Okay, Sandra said been working. Okay, I got that with the Diddy trial. Lady D, hey Lady D. Lady D, we were so bad. Let me see. This is Velma. Hi Velma. Thanks for coming in. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video. And I hope you come back, okay? And I hope you look at some of my shorts and other live streams and videos that I have out there. Okay? We want Lady D. After we finished playing spades, who was I listening to? I was on YouTube, And all of a sudden, I said, okay, I'm ready to play spades. So I was going to play like I normally play, like with the computer or just jump in on somebody else's game. So I get there, Black Coffee is sitting down at the table. She was already playing like in another room or whatever. But when you friends or you in a part of the club, it'll tell you who in the club is playing. Just as you made it in here too. Okay, so I sit down. Like, Black Coffee, is this you? But her voice wasn't on. So I was like, I wonder if this is our Black Coffee. So I'm like, I played for a little bit. And so I couldn't understand some kind of scoring she had on there that didn't look like our score. I was like, maybe that's not our Black Coffee. So I sent the message to invite to a couple of people in our group, that we always play with. So the people I thought might be up. So Saret popped in. So then it was Black Coffee, me, and Saret. So all three of us playing. Who was playing with the computer? I was playing with the computer. Saret and Black Coffee was together. Then Black Coffee's husband came on. So Black Coffee said she wanted to play against him, I guess because she wanted to, learn how to play against them. So I was with Black Coffee's husband as a partner, and Saret and Black Coffee was there as a partner. And what time did I think we stopped? I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning we stopped, y'all. But we didn't even get started until probably 12:30 at night, maybe 1 o'clock at night. I said, this is ridiculous. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Lady D, did I send you one? I probably was trying to respect you. Because I was like, this is ridiculous after midnight to start sending people invites. So I probably want to respect you. Let me see. Velma came in. Good Food said, massive flooding throughout Texas still. Oh my gosh. Sandra said, me either. I know that's right. Lady D said, I heard you guys play. Yes. Huh, that's so bad. Justice came in. Hey, Angie. How you doing, Angie? She said, hey, get my chat. Lady D said, I checked before going to bed, and no one was there. So I went to bed. Yeah. So we didn't decide. Well, we didn't decide as a whole. I decided to go in there, and I happened to see Black Coffee was already on the table. She was already in there playing. So that's how we started playing. You will be available tonight. We got to play. Hey, Terrence. Terrence said, hey, goodbye. Hello, everyone in the chat. 10th, my 100, Lord. He's the 10th thumbs up. Thank you, Terrence. Y'all make sure I hit the like button if y'all have not already. Let me see. We got 16 people. There's only 13 likes. Y'all know I like to be... Oh, no, not even 13. It's 11 likes. Y'all know I like to be 100%. I'm not going to be 100% unless that chat go down to 11 or the likes go up to 16. So, y'all, let me get 100%. I like being able to say that. Lady D said, I don't know if what was said. I might have wanted to respect... A couple of people, I was like, okay. Like, if I think that people are, like, married and are going to be like, why you got notifications going on in the middle of the night, then I try to respect that. Or if I feel like you're a person that goes to bed early, I try to respect that. But I did send out invites to like 8 people. Thank you so much, Terrence, for the 10 jewels. And another 10 jewels. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Justin said, I guess I did respect you guys because I sent out invites after 12. Well, you're not, I live in disrespect. I live in disrespect because I can't put myself to sleep. So it's last time. But the space puts me to sleep though. Because after we got off, I went directly to sleep. Did I go directly to sleep? No, yeah, I did. I went because I was listening to Kendra, and then that's when I started playing spades. And then after that, I went straight to sleep. So it's been putting me to sleep. Let me see. Lady D laughing at Justice. Tara said, "You're welcome." Yes. Lady D said, "If I'm asleep, let me see if I'm asleep." Oh, then you won't hear it. Okay, good. Well, then I can just send them out. I gotta ask folks. And if y'all are not yet in my spades club, or in Justice Spade Club, we got 2 different ones, right? But y'all have to make sure, like I'm on the phone, I would have to show y'all all. You got to make sure you're part of the club. Like you can be a friend in it, but then to be a part of the club, you have to accept the invite. I think I'm going to go through my list today when I get off here probably. I'm going to go through my list of everybody who is not my friend. No, who is not my club member and just a friend. I'm going to send y'all an invite for the club. Yes. So, yeah, we'd be having so much fun. Like, literally, I ain't going to lie. When I hang this up, I already know that I'm about to get on there again. Hold on, y'all, because I got to blow my nose. Let me see. I see it. Look at the thing. Y'all see it? Look at it jumping up and down. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Angie, for 6 better send that. I love when I catch it because y'all know I look down a lot trying to look at my other phone so I can get. I gotta make sure I start staying right here because I hate missing those. I hate when I send them to somebody and they be in a chat. You know they really don't be paying no attention. They be looking away. Sometimes Terrence is real bad about that. Terrence can be real bad about that. Terrence will look away in a minute because he just be talking, looking up, and I'll try to wait till he look at the camera and be like, And I try to catch it, and he look right away. And I'll be like, he'll see it. I mean, he'll see it in the chat, but he don't see it right then and there. Angie, has it been a month already? Has it been a month already? That went fast. Look at guilty. So I always try. Anybody that been in the chat up, I try to wait. I just feel like, okay, let me see when they look off. When it looks like they're just about to look at the chat, I click it. Cause I be want to catch those. I be want to catch it. Of course, I want to catch it when I send them. But I like when I catch it when people send them to me. Let me see. I'm not good. Oh my God, Justice is ridiculous. Justice, I wouldn't expect for you to get. Look at Sandra, 16 months. 16 months gold. 16 months gold. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you so much. You know I love you. You know I love you. Okay, wait a minute. Justice, let me get on her. I would, ain't no sense just, if you feel like you get excited, because like, I get excited because like anybody who has ever played slot machine, I'm not a slot player, but I know that people get excited when they see like little animations from slot machines. That's the kind of feeling I think that I get. Like the feeling my mama get when she on it, I feel like that's the feeling I get when I see the little things. But if y'all feel like y'all gonna get that satisfaction of thinking y'all gonna send it with Justice, just send her a super chat. Just send her a super chat or a super sticker because. And if you thinking you want to see her reaction, because that's why they made them so that we can have our reactions to seeing them. No, Justice is not going to have. She might have a reaction when she read it, but if you think that animated little thing is going to do anything, no, because she ain't paying no attention whether she's on the screen or not on the screen. She have times when she just be talking, walking away from the phone completely. It ain't gonna work. Let me see. I'm not good like that either. Sometimes I just talk yes and miss the jewels. Right, yeah, exactly, Justin. But you do pay attention once you see him in the chat, but not that instant gratification you see in the animation. Let me see, but I don't mean any harm. No, you don't, Justin. You appreciate them all. Yep, that's why. Okay, maybe I should say just send her a super chat. Keep sending them because she will read them. Just don't be thinking that you're going to see the instant. So y'all keep sending the jewels to Justice. Keep sending her super chats, super thanks, and super stickers. Look at Sandra. Okay, Angie said, that's what it says. Time is flying. Right. I'm like, was that a month ago? Angie said, Sandra, I want to be like, you. What Sandra say? Oh, the 16 months. I know. Sandra is a true supporter of this Guy Miles World. She is one of the truest. Oops. One of the longest members. I got maybe like 6 people that might be here still since that long. What is it, 6? Maybe about 7 people that's been here that long since the beginning. Just stay rocking with me. Thank y'all. Let me see. Tara said, hey, Chacal. Yes. So tell me, do y'all have anything going this weekend? I got a call from my grandson, and he wants to come over tomorrow, so I'm picking him up tomorrow. So whatever I thought I was doing outside of kids, I'm not doing it. I might even go pick them up, the other 3 kids tonight, so I can get them settled so that I can surprise them. I like to surprise them and not let them know when he's coming. So I like for them to be asleep, go pick him up, and then I like it when he surprises them out of their sleep. So that's what I'm doing this weekend, y'all. So we got the Spades tournament Saturday. If y'all like to just watch Spades, y'all can come in and just watch it. Y'all can just come in and watch us play. We can hear you. We don't have to see. Nobody has ever used the camera feature. We just use the voice feature so that we can hear each other. And we just be having so much fun, y'all. We really do. Hold on, y'all. I got to. It won't let you push your milestone. Check out. Usually, I think I heard somebody say that you can only post it once a month. You can only post it once a month. Justice said Saturday and Sunday. at 7:30. Oh, it's a tournament. Okay, yeah. So if y'all want to watch, the tournament will be Saturday and Sunday. At 7:30. Dang. Eastern Standard Time. 6:30 Central Standard Time. Dang, I won't let you post your mouth. So yeah, oh yeah, that's why. Yes, y'all. But I wanted to have a topic on parenting. Like, I'm kind of confused about where I'm trying to like narrow in about parenting. I'm thinking like I want to talk about parenting because there's so many styles of parenting, so many ways you have to respect other people's parenting. But I want to zero in on parenting. I need to start playing so I can get good at it. You know, Trical, download the Trickster app. It got a practice button. You just push practice, and they'll give you computers, and you'll practice with them. That's all you got to do. Trickster is the name of the app. But like parenting, you know how like when you have parents that say they've been through a lot of things, and then you have those parents that been through a lot of things that say, I want to learn from those things and make sure those things I want to change. It don't even have to be nothing bad. It could be something like my parent was very overprotective of me. And then you might say, I don't want to be as protective over my children. I want to let them like experience more things. Or you can say my parents always made me sit at the table, which a lot of people say, oh, that's a good thing, you sit at the table. But if that irritated you as a child, you might say, okay, when I have my children, I'm not going to make them sit at the table. If they want to go in their room, I'm going to let them go in their room, right? So you know how it's like different ways of parenting? But like if it's a way that's unhealthy to like most people, like to the parent that was parented in a way that they want to change or not. Like if it's just not a healthy way. And then if they can voice, this was a way that I didn't want to be parented. I knew something was wrong. I could tell something was wrong. And then you turn around and you do the same thing with your child. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think if you turn around, like, it's like, what do you think of a parent who knows what did not work with them, that was unhealthy, like probably across the board? Like it's not going to be like a personal thing, but it's like just take if I got whoopings for everything I did, something like that. If you got whoopings for everything you did, you said, oh my God, I want to make sure I never am that person. You can come and you can talk about being that kind of person who always got these whoopings. You never wanted to be like that, but then you use it as you can identify it not being right. But then you do the same thing after you've already identified it as not being right. Because I'm thinking, like, how do you identify the very thing you do? If you thought, if it's the right thing in your mind, you wouldn't be able to identify it because it would be the norm to you. So you wouldn't point it out. You would keep going like it's a normal thing. But you point it out to be a thing that should not be, but turn around and do the same thing of it. Can y'all explain to me a parent like that so I can have a better understanding? You can't say I need to stop playing. Okay, I got that. Let me see. I have that. Okay. Oh, you got that. That's right. You watch this play, right? Just press go on spades and then press practice. Hey, Angel Mom. Y'all know I still got this cold. Let me take a throat lozenge. Y'all start this coughing up in your face. Lady D said, hey, Angel Mom. Hey, T1000. Like, what do you tell me what y'all's opinion is on that? Do you think that a parent that's able to recognize that is truly trying to make a change if they do the very same thing that they said that their parents did, like to justify, like to say, because my parents did it, everything should be okay, but I want to identify it as something crazy that they did, or like to compare themselves to, like, say, like if I say, I let my kids go to the movies, and then if somebody say, well, I can't see how you let your 9-year-old go to a movie, and then you say, but Samantha let her child go to the movie and she ate. Like, let's not worry about the other people who doing whatever in their household for whatever reasons. Just take in accountability of how you're parenting. And if you're really, truly trying to do your best, because nobody can be the best at parenting. Nobody got a book. Like, nobody, they can read some books, but nobody got the book on parenting. So I don't think it's no perfect parent at all, myself included. But because I feel like it's never going to be a perfect parent, because the parents change in life and they are different people. You don't know who you're giving birth to. You don't know what their personalities are going to be, and they change. So how are you going to write a book on something that we don't even know what's going to happen? So I don't think that. at all. Let me see. I got disciplined with the whooping, but I never spanked my child. And sometimes I wish I had. That's the thing. Now, I got a few whippings. I gotta say, I did get few whippings. I probably cannot count on my hand 5. I think I remember like a good 3 or something. But I'm sure I probably got more than that, but I just didn't. I used to take my mother's whoopings as like a joke, but it was like two serious ones one real serious one, where she had the extension cord. And that one devastated me. But the other ones was like with a belt. And so my mother never knew how to hit her. So it was just like, let her act like she's really doing something. Kind of like that. But still, it was a whooping. It was still a whooping. So my kids, if they did something, each one of them could count on one hand how many times they got a whooping. Like, I just started getting real mad about grades and stuff like that. But I know they could do better. That kind of stuff. So they could probably count on their one hand how many times they got whoopings. So I didn't take it over to, I never thought I'm never going to whoop my kids because I never thought the whoopings I got was that bad. So once I think back now, for the stuff they got whoopings for, like, I mean, now that I'm not mad no more or whatever, I can say, like, oh, I could have did this or that. I probably learned a couple more techniques that could have really, really gut punched them. Like, I'm giving you the iPhone, but I'm like, turn it off. Like, you ain't having a phone, not knowing that an iPhone back then would work. Anyways, they had all access to all Wi-Fi as long as I had Wi-Fi in the house. All that kind of stuff, I didn't know. They told me that until they was grown. So when I thought I was punishing them, I wasn't. They were sneaky and found ways not to do that. But I didn't feel like I was like rehashing something that was so horrible to me. But I do wish I would have found other ways to get to them because my kids were very nonchalant. If I say you're the punishment for 2 weeks, they didn't flinch. Then the next time I'd be like, okay, you're the punishment for a month. They didn't flinch, so they would never flinch. Their coping mechanism was to show me that they didn't bother me. Too much of me in them. So that was that thing. So I didn't have anything that I really, really didn't want to take into my parenting at all. But I know some people do have some things they didn't want to take it into their parenting, and they still do it anyways. As mom said, hey, everyone, speaking lady, they said, I gave my kids more freedom, but they were and are very respectful. Okay. Only spanked them one time. I gave them the evil look. Yes, I was always able to just look at my kids. Like, the eye really worked for me. And I don't even know why. I got the eyes from my aunt. I got this tattoo right here. My aunt, Nancy. I watched her perform the eye on her kids all the time. She had 10 kids. So I watched how the eye worked on kids. So I knew how to do the eye. And my kids was always scared of the eye. Like, my son wasn't terribly scared of the eye, but he didn't like try me as much as my daughter was when she was little. So I could literally look at her and she would start shaking. I don't know what she thought she was shaking about, but the look really worked on her. So that's all I really had to do was give her the look. But what about the parents that say, my mom beat me, so my mom did it, and look at me, I'm fine, I'm okay, and then they just do the same thing instead of trying to learn. Now, back then, maybe some parents did do that, but we didn't have no Google, we didn't have all these services, we didn't have the television shows showing us ways, we didn't have other people sharing other ways. We have like a world of resources now that will help us to know that that's not the way you have to go about it. You got school systems that used to say, hand me the paddle, I'm going to pop them too. Now you got school systems saying, you touch them, I'm going to take your kids from you. So you know better. So, like, can we still keep going with the fact when it comes to, like, putting our hands on our kids? Not putting our hands on our kids, I want to say that, but, like, beating them. Can we still say that that's the way to go when we have been taught all of the resources? Not all. We have been taught so many resources that will tell us so many ways. Not back then, you just had to take your kids. Now they got places your kids can go. Everything like that. Let me tell you, the evil look. Hey, Fee. Fee said, hey, everyone. And my Angel Mile. Hey, Fee. Everybody speak. Justice said, hey, let me see what Justice said. Justice said, most of our decisions and parenting is based on our core belief, which is formed early on in childhood. It is, but the core beliefs of my mother, I don't feel had the same resources that my core belief. Like, I can't piggyback off of, like, my mother, okay, like I said, I probably didn't get enough whoopings, but the whoopings that I got, I still had resources. Like, I still want to come back and say, Ma, you whooped me for getting off the porch at night, but you had my cousin that was 16 years old while I was 9 years old living with me, and when she asked me to walk to the corner, I walked to the corner, and then I got a whooping for that. I'm going to think now, as an adult, that I learned more resources, or, you know, like, different ways of handling things, period. That, why didn't you stop and ask me what happened? And then I could have said, Didi told me I could just walk to the corner. And then why didn't you have a conversation with Didi and say, don't ever do that again, whatever. It was like, don't leave off the porch, open the door, y'all off the porch. As soon as y'all get back in this door, I'm beating y'all behind. Then you did that, and that was it. Whereas to now, can our core beliefs depend on how we were raised when we have so much information? Like, I can't say I got more information. The world is giving us more information. So therefore, the people that used to be, that are beating their kids, they scared to beat them because they know CPS coming. So they know they can't do it. It ain't like the parents thinking like, yeah, you beat the kids. No, you still know you can't do it. Even if you was beat when you was little, you know you can't do it because you try to do it sneaky because you don't want CPS coming. So you still know that. So can we do, are the core beliefs, even, can we defend, like, maybe the core, I believe in the core beliefs for my parents because of how they were raised, because it was no resources available for that. Not across the board, I'm not going to say 100%, but it was very common for whooping a child to be the way of discipline, and you probably were applauded long as you were doing it the right way. You were applauded for being a good parent because you would discipline your kids. But I don't think the core beliefs goes on past, like, our parents, because we start learning so much more. They start televising so much more. The schools start laying it out on the table. You know, people are showing us different ways. So what you think about that, Justice? Tell me what you think about that. Lady D said, my kids were spoiled, but I also explained them to be humble. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Lady D. That's how my parents was. No matter what we were able to have, they always, especially my father. My mother was like a silent parent, y'all. She just, whatever go. Like, y'all just do whatever, and just, she done with it. She had the kids, that's it. So, my dad had more conversations with me and my sister about being humble and being a right person. We watched him be humble, and we watched him be such a right person. Like, he had an appliance store. He first worked out of our garage, then he went and got an appliance store. But when I tell y'all, I got a video, one day I might share it with y'all, that one day I just sat up and recorded my father. He was talking. This was maybe like a year or two before he passed away. And he was just talking. We were just talking about all the people in the neighborhood over time. At the neighborhood, our family members on my dad's side and on my mom's side, how many people he employed to help him. Not at one time, but like when he needed help with it, how many he employed. And I think we named, when we were talking to him, like 30 people. But then I'm so happy we had that conversation, because I was able to say, dang, Daddy, did you realize at that time that you were actually helping a community? You probably didn't even think about that. You probably thinking, I just need help carrying these washers and dryers and cleaning them and doing whatever. And that's all you thought. And I was trying to get him to think, because I don't think he ever thought about what he was doing, to let him know that you were like a staple in our community, really. Like, they knew you for doing that. Like, this is before we had internet to say advertising for what you do. You had maybe a couple of flyers like back in the later days of it, but you really built your business. So we was talking about him just being humble. Like, my father was never nobody who wanted to overalls. He wanted overalls. That's it. Overalls, a t-shirt, some working pants and a t-shirt, or some kind of work shirt. That's all he wanted. He was so, no matter what he did, he remained humble. So, Lady D, that's one thing my father made sure, no matter what. It ain't a dime on me that nobody could ever put on me or take away from me that's not going to keep me from being humble. It's not even matched with no money. I can have zilch 1 cent, or I can have $1 million. I'm still going to remain the same. And that's because of my father. I've watched my father all of my life remain the same man all the time. And I watched other people watch him and respond to him as being the same man as all the time. Angel Mom said, I never made my kids eat something that they didn't want to eat. I got whooped for not liking it. I heard that before. I heard people say that before, Angel Mom. I understand that my mom was struggling, but it was the word I heard. Angel Mom, you are not. I heard a lot of people say that, actually, that when they got their plates, if they didn't eat all of it, they would get in trouble. I guess me and my sister were too greedy. That was never an issue. I think we was eating all the food anyway, so that wasn't a thing. And then we were so greedy that we liked all the food. So that was never coming up in our household. I don't remember ever having anything that I said, I don't like. I don't remember my sister saying it. We just ate the stuff. So, but I hear a lot of people saying, like, if they didn't eat the food, family, I mean, the parents will make them eat it anyways. Let me tell you this story, y'all, about eating that food. I was so mad. I had a friend for a while. She used to always be around, and she used to always hang out with me and my kids because she had her sister's kids, right? She couldn't have kids. And so we always take the kids places and stuff. So as my kids got older, they would go over there. Like, probably they was like, at this time, they probably was like 10, 11 or whatever, right? They all go over there. The kids were raised together. They knew each other from like a year old. So one day, my kids came home and told me that this person, you know, she had her sister's kids. She raised her sister's kids. They was doing the dishes, and she was real, you know, she was real stickler about, you know, being like, she was real militant when it comes to exactly how they're supposed to clean, right? So he left the food, you know, from the plates or whatever in the drain, you know, like where the water go down in the sink. Why they say she made the boy eat that out of there? They told me that. I was like, what? And I'm trying to take in what they just said. I had never heard of nothing like that a day in my life. I don't care what kind of stories I ever heard in life. I had never heard of that like that. Their stepfather, my husband was like, they're not going back over there. And I was looking like, because I'm looking, I would have never thought that. That's why you got to watch. It don't matter if you think you know people. So I'm just like in all like about to cry because of course I know her kids. So I know the child you said had to do this. So that means he had to, and then if y'all saw it, that means she probably doing this all the time. So these kids be living like that? Y'all, my kids never went back over there. They never went back over there. She'll call, can they come? I was like, no, they can't come. They're going to be going at their dance. They're going to be going, whatever. But they never went back over there. I felt so sorry for those kids. But that's the kind of stuff. Her parents were very strict on her. And I didn't ask. I didn't have the conversation or whatever because it was a situation where I felt like the kids would be even worse if I would have said something to her, approached her about it. My situation, I don't tell her what, if you do that to somebody, I don't know what you would do. So I did not want to rock the boat. But the fact of the matter is that she probably got that from somewhere. And she feels like that's an appropriate way to discipline her kids. And that's like what Angel Mom is saying, like stuff like you get a whooping for not finishing your plate. Like Angel Mom is probably old enough to where it could have came from prior when her mom's parents did the same thing. It could have been for any reason, like you don't disrespect food and put it in the garbage, or it's not enough money to buy food to put in the garbage, or you got to respect the food. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect what I cook and you're going to do it or whatever. But for whatever reason, people grow up and stuff, you don't know why. You do not know why. And that's one of the things that I've heard so many times, Angel Mom. But I bet when you had your children, I bet you knew, what did you say that? You never made your kids eat something they didn't like. And that's the reason why you didn't do it. So that means you were able to identify what wasn't right. You didn't take that as a thing that, oh, okay, well, my parents did it. I'm going to pop you if you don't eat that food. You said, I'm not going to do that. That's what I'm thinking. Like, is it our responsibility as parents to refer back to our childhood, see what things could have been corrected, and go on from that to correct them with our kids? It's like, it seems like that would be our responsibility to do that. Hey, T-Lo. Hey, T-1000. Wait, the T-1000 was, oh, okay. Hey, T-1000. I don't know. I think I didn't see you. Okay, let me see. Hey, Stan, my lady made it in. Lady D said my kids were unspoiled, but I explained something. Okay, I got that. Okay. Lady D said my daughter does a lot of yelling, which I hate. I try to convince her to talk to them and not yell. Talk and not yell. Yeah, like even with my daughter, she has a different parenting style than me. I guess it don't bother me too much because I have so much. I'm like, okay, they can't experience you much anyways. But I sometimes I will try to talk to her about stuff, but she's so set in her mind about how she wants to do things. So I just kind of like stay out of it, like whatever. But it's hard sometimes, Lady D, when you see your grandkids and you like, okay, because you know you're more lenient with your grandkids, and then you've learned since you had your kids, and so you try to tell them, okay, I've learned to do this. Trust me, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it this way. But their first time parent, you know, it's their turn to parent, and they feel like they want to do things the way they want to do, and that's hard, Lady D. Tilo said out and about, but listen, okay, thank you, Tilo. Shukal said, I feel like gentle parenting doesn't work for all kids. Yes, some kids need a spanking for, wait, they need a spanking for punish from everything. Or, I think you said a spanking or punish for everything. Thank you, Sam Alain, for the $1.99. You got it, amazing. Thank you, Sam Alain. Now, T1000, that is so true. That's, I'm trying to eat this cough drop. That's what I mean by, there's no book, because there's so many different personalities. And if your personality can change and you can learn how to do things, and if your children can be one way when they're 4, a different way when they're 6, it's always forever changing. How can you get a playbook ready for a child that hasn't been born? How can you get a playbook for a child that's 2? You don't know what they're going to be like for 3. Like, it's going to be a difference. You might have a child that always stays to themselves. Now, if you're ready to discipline them for always getting into everything and messing with everybody, then that's not going to work, because the child is not getting into everything or messing with anybody. It's a child that stays to themselves. So you have to maneuver. You have to learn your children. You really have to be resourceful on your own to figure out, before you make any drastic moves, what are some techniques I can use. And there's books out there. Google is out there. People are there for you to talk to see. We can't move so drastic when it's a million ways we can handle this. It don't have to be so immediate. It don't have to be an immediate thing. It can be, go to your room. You can take that time to think about it, get some information, and try to go about it the best way that'll be the healthiest way for both of y'all. If I had kids nowadays, they would say, I think they would be probably more irritated than anything, because I would make everything a learning lesson. Because, like, I probably would, like, now, if Maddie does something, my great niece, I sit there and have a whole sermon on the thing. I try to make it a whole teachable moment. But when my children could have did that same thing, I could have, like, popped their hand or something like that to just give them a stop. Just stop what you're doing with no further explanation when they were little or something. Say they was like 4 years old, they try to touch something hot. I probably would, like, pop them like, no, that's hot. And that's it. They learned that, oh, hot means pop. They don't do it right. But now if Maddie does it, we're going to have a whole thing about hot and cold, what hot does to you, what cold does to you. So, like, literally, we have to learn to take, like, parents or grandparents, because some grandparents are probably out here thinking, I raised my kids like this, it didn't hurt them. I got grandkids, so I'm going to do it to them too, right? That could be the same thing. So parenting or grandparenting can happen like that. And yes, gentle parenting does not work for every child. Some kids you got to get down with. You got to get down with, but you should always start there, because what if they are the child that you don't have to do much more with, then you don't have to use all that extra energy. We should always start there at least. Let me see y'all speaking. Thank you, Fee, for the $5. I appreciate that. Y'all like those super chats and super stickers. Justice said, our core belief does change as we get older. Yes, they have different experiences. Yes, experience. I'm glad you said that, Justice. When I say like different, we have different resources and everything. Experience plays a part. Experiences is a thing. Like when I was growing up, I remember being in the Girl Scouts for a very short time. Okay, granted, we didn't have a whole lot of extracurricular stuff. We had stuff like go to the playground till the lights, street lights come on during the daytime. The playgrounds, the school is going to have all these tether balls and 4 square going on, giving us the balls to play with. The courts are going to be open. You play all day, take your bike out there, you come home when the lights are on. So we had a lot of that stuff when I was growing up. But I do remember not being interested in stuff like debate teams and stuff like that. Then I remember being in the Girl Scouts, but it seemed like I always felt like it was something else I could have been a part of. And my mother didn't care about that like that. She'd just be like, go to school, and just come home. And like, she didn't go the extra mile for anything like that. She didn't have no interest in that. But I felt like I must have known that something else was beyond that from other people or something, because although I don't remember much more than the Girl Scouts, I felt like it was something else. So I overdid it. So that means my kids, my son was in a soccer, t-ball, basketball, I ended up doing football, cooking, computers. That's before computers started being a thing. Hockey, skiing, whatever it was. If it's swimming, whatever they had out there, he did it. Because I grew up thinking, I wish I was a child that could have did all this extra stuff. And so when my son came, I started finding all this extra stuff. So I overdid it. Like, you gonna be a part of this summer, boom, 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 boom. This winter, boom, boom, boom. And so I just had all the stuff, so I overdid it. But it messed with my mind because I didn't feel I had a lot of in-home experiences, but I don't feel like I had a lot of outdoor experiences. My parents were like homebodies. They were like homebodies, so they didn't do a lot of stuff like traveling. I do remember going like to New Orleans when I was younger. Was that it? I hope I'm not lying. If I do, I have to really remember. I remember going to New Orleans with my mother one time. But we didn't like do like traveling. My father never got on a plane until I got married for the second time. So he was never going on a plane. Like, all of that stuff was like real different for them. I think him and my mom and my uncles went to Mexico one time, but they drove there because my father was not playing on plane stuff. So stuff like that. So they didn't do. My father's experience was working, taking care of his family. Mama's experience was working, take care of her family. You know, that's just what they did. So I didn't have a lot of experiences, so I went experience crazy. Like, when I have my kids, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But it's not like you got to go crazy like that. But how you raise your kids is going to depend on the experiences. So just like some people will say, kids, when they see them in a restaurant, they'll say that the parent is having bad parenting because their kids climbing up and down on the table, getting up under the table. They'll say it's bad parenting. It may not be bad that they're a bad parent. It might be that they have not given their children enough experiences to know how to act in a restaurant. Like, you have to give the kids experience for them to know how to take that on in life. Like, what is it? If I'm going to the grocery store, do I run up and down the aisles, or are you taking me to the grocery store enough to know that this is a place where we're not running wild, it's not a gym or nothing like that? The experiences you give your kids or whatever it is will be the determining factor of how they may react to a lot of things. You have to let them have experiences of things. Let me see. Lady said, Chicago, you're right. However, we are living in a different time. We're definitely living in a different time. We are definitely living in a different time. But I still think that soft parenting works with some kids. But I feel like we have enough information to be able to identify that child that's going to be where we can do soft parenting. And when that's not a child like that, I think we have enough resources to let us know what's the next thing we could go into doing to try to help discipline our children without having to think that it has to be a physical thing and that's it all the time. Let me see. Hey, Blessing. Blessing said, get my chat box. Happy Friday. My good folks, happy Friday to you, Blessing. Justice said core beliefs can extend deeply into generations. Yes. This is why still experience discrimination. Oh, this is why we still experience discrimination and racism. Absolutely. Absolutely. Angel Mom said, did y'all hear that? They was trying to bring corporal punishment back? You think you heard on the live? Girl, no, I didn't hear that. These parents ain't going. These parents nowadays, they ain't going for that. These parents are not going for that. Like, back in the day with corporal punishment, it was across the board that the communities were trying to make sure these kids are raised right. But now we are noticing all this mental illness that people might have, and even teachers might have it. Nobody's allowing those teachers, or how racism is playing a part. Nobody is going to be giving those teachers that they don't know how you woke up on what side of the bed today, or if you might be a skinhead or whatever, trusting that if you put your hands on my child, that is for the right reasons. They ain't going for that no more. That I don't think that'll fly. Let me say about someone told me that yesterday. The parents go pull those kids out of school so fast. That's not going to happen in this day and time. Lady D said my mom had the Soldier Mouth, and dad was religious. Okay, so she was more militant. Dad was a religious mom. I'm sorry, dad was religious. Mom didn't take no mess, so I was more like my dad. Okay, yes, my dad was. My dad did not. He didn't do no discipline. We just like kind of follow his lead and kind of like wanted to be like him. And my mother have discipline, y'all. I didn't have no parents that really. That's why we was able to just kind of like, I don't know, just do what we want to do. They just trusted us to do. They just got lucky enough to have kids that just wasn't trying to be out there doing everything. If they was trying to be out there doing everything, I don't know if they would have changed. But I was real sneaky too. I would like do a lot of sneaking out of the house. Like I knew I had to wait till they went to sleep. I don't know why I always felt like I just had old parents. I don't think they're that much older than me. Let's see. My mother's 82 and I'm 55, so she had to be, I think my mother had to be like 20. How old did she have to be? She was 28 when she had me. So I guess I just felt like she was older. And I just like, I wait till y'all go to sleep and I just sneak out the house. I just thought I had it all figured out. But most of the time she didn't even know I was gone. Or I would leave, she'll go to sleep. My father would wake up early in the morning. He wouldn't go discipline me. So when he see me come try to get in the house, he'd just help me get in the house and be like, girl, go to bed. And that's it. So I didn't have no parents who was really trying to do too much discipline. I don't know why. Okay, T1000 said my two older girls probably only got spanked twice, but I haven't ever had to spank my 12-year-old. These times are changing, okay? The eye works pretty well for me, right? My mom was good with that. See? We gotta incorporate the eye, y'all. Don't let the eye go. Don't let the eye die out. The eye means something. Cause I could be on this live. These kids will keep playing with me, and they'll be in the hallway right there. I have y'all on here, and I'll just look. And they'll look like, oh, okay. And I'd be like, yeah, right. So y'all gotta keep the power in the eye. That works. Let me see. Lady D said, oops, oh, my mom did. Yeah, wait. Mom didn't take no message. Yeah, no, I got you, Lady D. Justice said, Angel Mom, corporal punishment still exists in 19 states? Are you serious, Justice? I would love to know what states and what kind of areas it's in. What? We had to remain at the table if we didn't finish. Especially if you took seconds and didn't eat. What? That is so funny how different households really run differently. Let me see. Wait, I'm gonna tell y'all my experience as we're sitting at the table. Okay. Hello, Sony, or Suni. Is it Suni? Suni, thanks for coming to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You love your kids. Absolutely, I do. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the like button. You come back, okay? T1000 said, I do that now with my last one. Everything is a teachable moment. Yes, everything is a teachable moment. Hi, Alonzo. You came back? All right, Alonzo. Blessed said, I've whooped my sons as children, but now that they're young alpha men, I just address the elephant in the room, right? Have a conversation and move forward. I do not believe young adults should be hit by anyone, right? Absolutely, because you got to be careful with that hitting, because when you're hitting, you got to understand that you're also teaching them something. So if you're teaching them that I'm going to beat your behind for that, and then ultimately you telling them, I did that because I loved you and I want to make sure you don't make that mistake no more because I'm trying to raise you the right way. Then ultimately you got to be honest with yourself. You're teaching them that it's okay for the person that you love to hit you, because in your mind, you've always thought your mom and father had their best interests and they were able to do it in a loving way. So what's going to stop the next person from saying, yep, I'm hitting you because I love you, and it not be okay? Well, I got to blow my nose again. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. But I want to say this before I read Chilo's comment. I want to go back to Justice's comment. This is how different households are. Now, Justice said she couldn't leave the table without finished eating. And in my household, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to look. I know that we used to all, me and my mom and my sister used to always sit and play spades, so I know there was a table in that area. But, okay, it was the table in that area. But I don't remember. I literally have to call my mom. I wish I had done I got to call my mom and ask her. Where's my pencil, y'all? Because I be wanting to know stuff. Like, once we bring it up here, I be wanting to know. I got to ask her, did we ever eat at a table together? Eat at a table together. Okay, I got to ask her, did we ever eat at a table together? Because this is how eating meals happen in our house. Man, my memory is not going back. I'm trying to go back to when I was younger. Okay, I don't remember ever sitting at a table together. It happened when the dinner happened. Somehow we didn't have cell phones or nothing. So somehow my mom knew about the time that my dad would be there. So she would have the food ready. My dad would come straight in, go take a scalding hot bath, and the food would be ready for him when he got out. So we used what they call them, dinner trays. The dinner trays that you pull out and put them in front of you and sit right there. He used that a lot because he always watched TV as he ate. So I remember that. So I'm thinking, did we all, I think we kind of came and got our plate and then we just went to our room, or maybe somebody sat at the table. Maybe somebody went and sat on the area where at the couch, the plastic couch. You can't sit on the couch with plastic. But the other room where the other couch was, did we sit there? I don't know. But I don't remember. I'm not going to say not. I'm going to ask her. I don't remember us ever sit at a table. So look how those different households. You got one household that's saying, you go get in trouble if you don't sit at this table and finish eating. I don't remember my mother and father ever even knowing if I can't say my sister because we're 8 years apart, but I was 8. She was moved out and married and with the child at 16. So she was gone out the house by then. So I'm trying to remember at 8, before my sister left, after she left, I don't remember my mother or father ever even knowing. Did y'all know if I ate everything? I got to ask mama. Let me just write, did you know when I ate off my plate? Because it was nothing. But then, let me write that down. Okay, but look how Justice and Angel Mom, how they had parents right there to see what was going on at a table. And maybe that's the reason why when I had my kids, it was so important for me to have a table where we all could sit. It wasn't like I said, okay, come get your plate and go somewhere else. They had to get their plate and sit at the table. But I think that's because I don't remember a time us just sitting at a table and conversating like you see on the Cosby's or something like that. I don't remember having a time. Everybody just got their plate and went go eat your food. And it was just never a big deal. So I don't know. I need to know that now, Justice and Angel Mom. What was the disciplinary action, or if it was one in place, or did y'all even monitor that? Blessed said, I've whipped my sons. Okay, I got that. Tilo said, right, we went out to eat occasionally, and of course my children cut up a couple of times, and I corrected them. We went to Bahama Breeze. I've been in Bahama Breeze in Arizona. Sat next to older white couple. They commented us. Oh, they complimented you on their behavior. Yes, I used to get that a lot. People will say, even today when I take my grandkids somewhere, people will stop and say, they're so well behaved. I'm looking, and I never really seen no kids. I know kids could get down, but I never seen no kids be so bad so people have to stop and compliment people. But I get that all the time. I definitely get that all the time. Tilo said they compliment their behavior, went to pay the bill, and they paid for the entire meal. T1000, you were rewarded for being a parent to give your child experiences so they would know how to act in a restaurant. I love that. Blessed said, do not provide your children... Oh, I'm sorry. Do not provoke your children to anger. It's a biblical commandment, specifically found in Ephesians 6:4. It advises parents, particularly fathers, against actions that would lead their children to resent. Yes. Hey, Tanya. Hey, y'all. Hey, driving and listen. Okay, Tanya. Yes, for sure. We cannot be provoking our kids or We have something to look forward to if we do, right? Tito said that was extremely nice. That was nice. This happened at the bowling alley again. Okay, my grandson is 4, and my son gets mad when he cut up in the store and will leave. I said, nope, you need to teach exactly. Tilo, you are telling the right thing. Like, a lot of people will keep their kids from a lot of things saying they don't know how to act, so they just don't take them. You told them the right thing. No, the answer is not to take them. The answer is to work through, maybe take them more with intentions of saying, I'm going to take them so that I can teach them this when we get there. Like, I literally had to teach my kids. They learned it so early in age, though. I never have no problem. Like, back when they were like, I say like, because they're stair steppers. Maybe they were like 2, 3, or 4. They used to always get to crying when it was time to leave somewhere. So I had to intentionally start doing some, work to stop making them think that that was okay for them to cry about leaving somewhere. So what I did is start taking them places, and I explained to them, when y'all get a chance to, when we leave a place, and if you don't cry, you get a chance to come again. So I taught them that when they were like really young. So then when they didn't cry, as soon as we leave a place, I'd be like, oh, okay, you know what? We're coming back next weekend. You know why we're coming? Because y'all didn't cry. I told them that was like the reason why we were going. So they got that young in their mind that, oh, so if we just willingly leave the place, we'll be rewarded for not acting out like that. So still to this day, I don't care how long we're in a place. I don't care how much fun we're having. And I don't even know if they remember exactly why. I got to ask them why they do that. But for sure, they know when it's time to go, they don't question it. They get to go and they act like it's nothing. If they've been a little friend, they be like, bye, and they'll go. They don't have no kind of like, but can we do, or crying about, they never cry about that, because I intentionally said, I got to get them out of this crying every time we go somewhere, because it upset me and make me mad and embarrass me and everything else. So I just taught them that, and from that point all way back all those years, 5 years ago or so, something like that, they learned that I have no problem with them kids getting ready, getting out of some place with them when it's time to go. So yep, Tilo, you told them the right thing. Keep giving them the experience until they know how to act. Justice said, my family sat at the table. My father was strict. We dressed to eat out, okay, and sat quietly until it was time to leave, okay. Yes. Yeah, so a lot of okay, so you said if you were at a restaurant, that's what y'all would do. Yes. Okay. I know people, I'm not trying to fault my parents for not sitting at a table. I don't feel like it was a negative impact on me, but as an adult, I know all of the benefits from sitting at a table. The benefits is the bonding, the conversations, the opportunity to speak and be heard. It's so many different things that you can teach just by sitting at a table, y'all. Do not take sitting at a table as a small feat in your parenting. Sitting at a table is more than sitting at a table. I wish that we would have sat at I don't feel like it's a whole lot that I can say went wrong with us sitting at the table. I knew it was because my dad just got off from work. He liked to watch TV. I knew that all of the factors and reason why we did or whatever. So it don't bother me as an adult because I understood. But I'm telling you, as a parent and all that I've learned about parenting, if you have a table, sit down at the table with your kids, because even if you are fixing plates, if you have the opportunity to teach them about nutrition, about doing family style, let them serve themselves of whatever, putting the bowls of whatever you have it on the table, teaching them portions by putting the portions on their plate. It's so much. I wish I could just do a live and I probably will, about sitting at a kitchen table. The things I've learned about sitting at a kitchen table, that is not, it's not a little thing. So if y'all was blessed, like, I don't want y'all to be at the table getting in trouble about not eating the food kind of thing about the kitchen table. But the mental health that comes about is sitting at a table would amaze you. So I learned so much about sitting at the kitchen table. It's not a little thing. It's so much stuff that will take your kids from that table to a lifetime if you just do what you're supposed to do at the table, sitting at the table. We're going to have a live on that one day. Let me see. Oh, wait. Okay. Tilo said T1000, you're going to have to change your name because it's confusing. Why? I know, right? Well, let me see. I don't know what it is. Gamma is not the only one who done. What did I do? What did I do to T1000? Call you somebody else? What did I say? What did I say? T-Lo for T1000 or something? Y'all gotta know how to get stuff right. Y'all listen. I've always called my kids any day, even my grandkids. I'll say one of their names, and the other one will say, "You mean this one?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, y'all know which one." They know by the tone of my voice who I'm talking to. And the same thing is with, cause sometimes the other day I'm calling Ace. I was on 4th of July. I'm like, what did I call? I called him something. And I was like, Bobby Jr. I'm calling the boy Bobby Jr. Everything else, I will call somebody any name. So y'all gotta know which one I'm talking about if I make the mistake. Okay, I'm gonna be careful. Okay, let me see. Okay, Justice said it was sir and ma'am at your house. Okay, I didn't know it was such a difference until you moved to Chicago. Okay, now I do know that people have to address their parents as sir and ma'am. I don't know of any personally when I was growing up. But I knew as an adult, I knew that I hear a lot of stories of people saying that they had to respect their parents as sir and ma'am. Oh no, I do my cousin. My cousin live in Texas. Her kids always had to say ma'am. Like if she called a name, they have to answer by saying ma'am. So I think it might be a more of a southern thing of people doing that, maybe or maybe not. But I had never, as growing up, I never heard of such a thing. I had never heard of it because I wasn't around anybody who was doing that. So I think it's supposed to be for a matter of respect. Like you are planting that seed of respect, I think. But I personally never had to do it because my mother and father never asked or made it even. I didn't know nothing about the sir and ma'am. I probably would have said sir and ma'am to a person like who went to the store. I'd be like, ma'am, can I do whatever? Or sir. I don't remember my mother and father ever teaching me that. I probably just kind of picked up on that. But I never called my mother sir or ma'am a day in my life. Never. Let me see. Velma said, bye-bye, honey. Okay, Velma, make sure you come back, okay? Justin said, people have me... Oh, I'm sorry. People gave me a hard time. People gave me a hard time. Police using ma'am and sir and having my daughter say ma'am and sir and calling him Mr. and Mrs. Oh, calling him by Mr. and Mrs. Okay. People gave me a hard time. Police using ma'am and sir and having my daughter say ma'am and sir and calling him by Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, some people they demand that respect. That if even Sarette sometimes, if she'll phone and Zion says Kim, she'll say that's Miss Kim. Like people teach their kids that, and I respect the people who do. I was never brought up on it, so that's why I guess it never was a big deal to me. But a lot of people around me show respect by saying Mr. and Mrs. when a child is addressing an adult. I do know that's a thing. Hey, yours truly. I'm listening, working. Thank you, yours truly. Let me see. Blessing said, we don't sit at a table till this holiday, such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, but that's it. Other than that, find your space and leave my alone. Yes, a lot of people. Hey, Abrielle. Hey, girl. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Like I said, I know the table was there, but I was trying to envision a time where we sat at a table. I know it's plenty times, like me and my sister and my mom played spades, because we used to play spades for hours in a day. And we'll eat and just sit there and talk, or my uncles would come over, or my aunts would come over, we'll sit at the table and talk. But as a day that we all sat at the table, it just didn't work like that. My dad was not getting ready to come in the house, go take a bath, and then come back to a table. He always had that TV tray right there. They call it TV trays. That's what they call it. He always had the TV tray, and he sat and watched the news all the time. So we didn't have that. But I know from what I've learned how powerful the kitchen table is. The table that you eat at with your kids. That's why I'm going to do a live. I'm getting all of the points together, and we're going to do a live eating at the kitchen table so that y'all can know and make a decision if y'all want to sit at the kitchen table once we go through and talk about all the benefits that you have with your relationship with your children if you simply just sit at that kitchen table. Let me see. Everybody say hey to Abrielle and Blessing. Let me see. Abrielle said, yes, I love sitting at the table. Yes, Abrielle. It's power at the kitchen table, y'all. I know it's looking like, what difference do it make? What difference make? Just get your plate. You ate or whatever, but it's not. I'm telling even if, okay, maybe it's something you don't want to do every day. But once we have the live, hopefully we'll have it next week. Once we have the live and y'all know the benefits of it, hopefully you'll say like, every Tuesday, every Friday, every Sunday, whatever day you want to pick, at least one day a week to give your kids that experience, just to make a decision to at least do it once a week and not just on holidays or whatever. Every day if you possibly can, depending on what your schedule is with your family, but at least try to plan one day a week. Which especially people who can have little kids and like bring them up on that tradition like that. Kids are so big on traditions. Like kids will hold on to the, like, even for yourself, if you look back and when we talk about these chats, we could be in anybody's chat, we start talking about traditions that we had. That tradition has stuck in our mind 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years because traditions are so important to kids. Kids love repetition. Thank you, Asia Mom. Kids love repetition. And when they could get that repetition in their life, it sticks in their head forever long. They will go back to, I remember when this. Why they do that is because you have implanted something that was so enriching in their life at that point that they held on to it. So that it gives you the example of why we have to plant traditions in kids' lives because we do it. We do it as a whole chat. You might have 100 people in the chat. Start talking about something tradition. Start talking about something back in your memory. Start talking about something that was embedded in your memory with your family or a friend or whatever. Why? Because it's going to be something that you remember doing, especially things that we remember doing all the time. It'd be like this. Everybody be like, yep, and you remember this? That's because we live and thrive off of positive memories. And we'll remember some bad memories too. But we thrive off the good memories that we were able to implant in our mind and keep them there and be able to rehash that because they were important. So we have a responsibility to make sure our kids have that same thing. Let me see. T1000 said, you read T-Lo comment, Gabba? It said it was me. Oh, okay. I got to make sure I read that right. I'm sorry, T1000 and T-Lo. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. Hey, Chris. T1000 said, T-Lo, we used to it out. Real? Oh, that's a shame. Y'all should stop me when I do that. I don't like disrespecting people's name. Blessing said, super facts, T1000. If it's not those holidays, then keep it pushing. Just don't make a mess. Which they don't, because I don't do roaches or critters, nor rodents. Laugh out loud. Hell, we're all scary of those. Okay. Chris said notifications. No notifications, but I hope everyone is having a great day. Yes. Tilo said T1000. Yes, we are. And no biggie. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to watch out. I'm going to start paying attention. Chris said, hey, my partner T1000. Blessing said, hey to Chris and Tilo. Hey, ladies. Okay, let me see. Tilo said, when I was younger, I answered saying yes. Okay. And I grew older. I answered saying, ma'am. I didn't say her or what. Never. And that's the thing. Listen to what you said. I'm telling you, households are different. And because households are different, you cannot take that as a respect or disrespect. She said that she could not say her. She had to say like, ma'am or yes. And my mother and father called, I'd be like, huh? I wouldn't like, huh? I just be like, huh? Like, let you know I can hear you. And like now my grandkids, my daughter have them saying, because she don't like what she call them and they don't answer her till they get to her because it might take a while and she'll continue to call them. So if I call them, like if I say Ace, they'll say I'm coming and they'll come. So their thing is saying I'm coming. But they don't say, or they might say yes, or they might say huh, but I never felt disrespected with her. Because I know the tone is not meaning nothing. I always say hi to my parents, and I never thought of it being disrespectful. I'm trying to let them know I hear you. I hear you, and I'm responding to you. But other families, they are like, you better say yes or you better say ma'am. And I know a lot of families like that. And I believe if that's the standard you have in your family, then you're doing exactly what you should be doing with your family. But I don't want people to take it as a disrespect if other people don't do that, because I know I never disrespected my mother and father in a way to try to answer in a disrespectful way. They didn't stop to tell me I was supposed to be saying yes or ma'am, so I just said what I thought I was supposed to be saying. So let me see. Hi, Sheila Norris. How are you? Hang out my chat. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Let me see. Thank you, Angel Bob, for that $5 super chat or super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate that. Blessed said, I got 5 brown TV trays from Home Goods. I thought they come in handy. Yep. That's what my, and 100 jewels. Thank you, Angel Mom, for that marshmallow. High five. Thank you. Yeah, that's what we ate on. We had TV trays. All my life, I remember us having TV trays. My mama didn't play about TV trays. Now, I do remember when my uncles and aunts came over, they came over for dinner, then we'll sit at the table. First of all, the reason why I know my dad never sat at no table, because even if my family came over and ate dinner, my father never sat and ate with them. One thing my father never did, when we had any kind of gatherings, my father does not eat with us. If he's barbecuing, he can be the one that's cooking. When he's done, he wants everybody to eat. And after everybody has eaten, he tells my mother, you can go fix my plate now. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't know. Let me ask mama if she know why daddy ate last. I don't know, but all my life, I already knew that. If we had some kind of dinner where other people were there, or some kind of gathering, everybody's going to eat and just about be ready to go. And then my father would tell my mother, you can go make my plate now. And she'll go make the plate. That was all my life. He didn't sit with us and eat with us like that. So I know for a fact we wasn't at the table because my father's not getting ready to eat with nobody. He has to eat by himself later. That was just the rule in our house. But we love our rules. Like in some things, I know we might have some things that we want to change in our life that we went through, and we might want to do a different way, or some things we might want to keep just the same, which is even better if you felt like you value that and you want to continue that in your household. That's even better. But I think we have a responsibility to acknowledge the things that were not the best and say, because that wasn't the best, I'm going to acknowledge that and see how I can make it better, and not say because it was done that way I'm going to do it. Angel Mom said I'm not going to make my kids sit at the table and eat everything because I don't think that was a good experience. Maybe Justice is thinking I'm not going to make you eat everything on your plate because that was not a good experience for me to experience that, or it wasn't an experience that I felt is so imperative to bring it to another generation. So we have that we had a responsibility to take that and make it better, or continue on with the things that didn't work. But not to say I was treated like this, and because I was treated like this and I'm still living, I'm going to repeat the same behavior. I don't get that. Blessed said he ate less because he enjoyed the pleasure of seeing his company enjoy his cooking. Your dad was a gift. Yeah, he was. He was not going to eat with us. He never ate with us. I don't care what it was. It would make me so bad. Like, Daddy, you still don't want to eat? No, I ain't hungry. And I'd be like, how you not hungry? You didn't eat nothing at all today, probably if he was barbecuing. But he was never going to eat with us. He always ate later all the time. So, yes. So, I thank y'all for coming in here. Y'all made sure that y'all hit that like button at more than 100. What is that, like 125% right there? Everybody did hit the like button that liked it, I assume, but it was more people who are even in the chat right now. Look at that girl did $11.99 in super chats or super stickers up there, and made $3.85 in gifts. Okay, y'all make sure y'all go over and get your big ass up, because I didn't bring my resistance bands over here. I had my resistance bands today, and I was struggling with them, but I did it. I didn't know that resistance bands came in extra light, medium, heavy, and very heavy, I think it was. I started out at light. I was doing stuff with my legs. I was struggling with my arms, but I was determined to do something. I wanted to go out and walk, but I didn't because it was raining. It's like drizzling. Wouldn't have did nothing, but I could have did it, but I didn't. Then I could have got out my walking pad because ain't no rain inside of the house. But then I was like, I didn't feel like doing that, but I was like, you got to do something. So I did do the resistance bands. So is that good, y'all? Is that good that I did something? Thank you, T1000, for that flower. 30 jewels. Thank you, T1000. You enjoyed it, T-Lo. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Did I have anything else I had to tell y'all? I told y'all about the spades. Let me make sure. Sometimes I'll be having to make notes to make sure. We talked about the spades. Okay, then I told y'all about the news to me. Now I'm doing a segment called something. It might be news to me or something. Because y'all always stay up on like the things that I should know about. And I don't, and I depend on y'all to tell me. So I just want to have a segment that I come on, and I'm probably going to call it news to me, just so y'all know that means that I need for y'all to tell me what's the latest thing in the news that I should know about. Not the stuff that really don't matter, then I probably, we just be casual talking about that. But y'all get the stuff that I should know, and y'all come tell me about what's going on, because I'm telling y'all, I be in his house. I don't turn on Nan TV. I don't turn on Nan social media, news station. All I do is depend on the content creators that I listen to, and the people who support the channel through subscribing and chatting in the chat to tell me what's going on in this crazy life. Shake 'em Up was telling us last night in Spain that they went and detained 800 people over there in California, by a tomato farm. Detained 800 people, took them right then and there. These people had kids at home. They gone. They just gone. So I was devastated. I woke up this morning thinking about that, like, this cannot be real. So I don't know, y'all. So y'all, I'm going to depend on y'all, especially now, I guess, where I felt it was safe not to watch the news prior. It seemed like it's more important to watch it before they start snatching my own behind up and taking me somewhere. So y'all, I'm going to give y'all the opportunity to come tell me what's going on. Give me the summary of what's going on, because it's just scared. It's bad out here. Yes, I heard Blessed. Shake 'em Up was telling us last night. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding. It sounds like a movie. It don't even seem like real life. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's ridiculous. I feel so bad for these people. I don't know what to do. What can be done? Nothing can be done. Well, pray. We just go make sure we pray for those people. We're going to pray for them. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to get off of here. Today is Friday. Okay, today is Friday. Okay, so I was trying to see if anything coming up. Today is Friday. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Hopefully I'll be here all weekend long. But in case I don't, for whatever reason, y'all make sure y'all have a really good weekend, because I plan on having a good weekend with my grandkids. I'm getting my son's son, Izzy, is coming. So when Izzy come, they already know that we about to do 11 things, because I've been looking like, okay, we got them. We got to do all the things, all the things. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be making some ices. We going either I got passes for Chuck E. Cheese and Sky Zone, so we might go to one or both of those. I know Izzy going to want to go to the park if it's not raining. We're going to work out in that garden. What else are we going to do? We're going to make sure we go take a walk. I don't know. We're going to do a million things. I don't know if I'm having for one night or 2 nights, but we will be doing a lot of stuff. Of course, y'all going to see the shorts. Y'all be so sad. When I make the shorts, if y'all notice, out of all the shorts I make, my lowest numbers is my grandkids. But I don't care, because I'm still going to keep posting them. I can have a short where I do something that might have 1,000. But if I do something that pertains to my grandbabies, it's going to have like 50. And I was like, I don't care, because I'm still going to keep posting my kids. I don't care. I'm still going to keep posting. But it's going to be a lot of posts if I do anything. When I do everything I'm going to do with them this weekend. So y'all going to see my babies. Anyhow, I don't care. They still coming. They're popping up every time, because they're in a Gamma's world. They're in my world. So I'm definitely going to post them. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great weekend.